like Matt said, that we both work with recreation, and I really can't take the credit because I was always like asking Chrissy, what do I need to do? Because I was like, you're the PE master. Some days I just came up off the top of my head. I was just like, but I mean, it was my 3rd year, and just seeing all the kids that I've seen in the years past come through and still plugged in with the church, and that's real encouraging. And I just would also like to thank this church for being a blessing to me, for everything I've done through prayers, and always being there for everybody.
I think the pastor said there was 5 families that came through VBS last year through softball, baseball, or VBS that are now active tithing members of their church. So that's what we want to see. We don't want them to be dependent upon us, but to grow that church and become. What you have to realize out there is they don't have the traditional, my mom and daddy been a Baptist since they came over on the Mayflower. They don't have that. They've got a bunch of young families that you've got to teach what church is all about. And what you end up with a lot of times is you got people that everybody wants to make a decision and everybody wants to do it their way. You know, so they're still young and still trying to get it through, but they're not ashamed to share Jesus. Morgan Earp.
First off, I just want to thank y'all for your support and your prayers and for giving to us with all the financials and everything. But this year has been great. It keeps getting better and better. But this year I got to help out with my mom, like last year, doing 1st grade in VBS, so I was about to do it with my brother. But we also did softball, and this year I actually got to help a lot more with softball. We really had the younger kids. And just to see them through their fundamentals and everything and how they go about with themselves, it's just amazing. But most of all, during the devotions, just the questions that they had, it was overwhelming in some ways because just things that we've never heard of. This is what they experience in Montana. But again, I just want to thank y'all, and I can't wait to go again.
And she's saying that Don Hamrick, that went with us from South Carolina, got up one day and shared about how the Bible has never been proven to be false. You know, all the things about it, the inerrancy, infallibility, the inspiration, everything about the Bible. And he did about a 15-minute devotion. When it was done, a little girl raised her hand. She was about 8, 9 years old. She said, sir, you said the Bible had never been proven to be false. She said, has it ever been proven to be true? You know, and you're like, oh. Well, how deep do we go with this? So, Lana, I think the day she did, I think that somebody had slipped her some seminary questions. I'm going to tell you, I stood behind Lana and I was like, oh boy. She turned around and kind of looked and I just eased around behind her. So, I mean, you did get a dose of questions that day. But she did good. You've been, JD? She did good. All right, Madison Earp.